Hello, thanks for joining me out in the field. Well, this isn't out in the field. It seems like Mother Nature had a plan for us this morning. We were planning on being out in the field so I could give you a wheat update, but the wind was just a little too much, so I thought we'd just bring it into town this morning. My name is Sandra Wick. I'm the crop protection agent with the Post Rock District of K-State Research and Extension. You know, we've had a little break here in the weather. We have some 60, 70 degree weather, but watch out because in Kansas it's going to go down to the 20s and maybe some more moisture. Let's hope that we get some more moisture. Okay, so I thought that I'd give you an update on the wheat out in the field. The crop has already been through several challenges with the dry conditions and the big fluctuations in temperatures. But we do live in Kansas, so that seems to be what's been happening more often lately. So I thought I would dig up some plants just to kind of see where the plant development is at. So I've got some plants here. As you can see, there's some big variation of differences here. These were both in the same field, if you can imagine that. This got some pretty good top growth and more root development than I thought. And then we have another tiller here that's not near as tillered or developed and not much as near as a root development. But this is in the tillering stage, and I'll kind of talk about the stage of development in just a few minutes. So I've had several calls from producers on whether my wheat has any winter damage or not. This may not be as easy as maybe you think it is. So what you'll need to do is take these plants then and actually take these tillers, and I'll show you some more detailed pictures of that up close. We're wanting to get down to where that growing point is so you can examine that growing point so you can kind of look and see the condition of that growing point. And what you're going to be looking for is a healthy growing point is light colored, very firm, not watery. If it maybe has a little bit of damage, you're going to see more of a whitish, brownish color and maybe more mushy or a little bit more watery. So I wanted especially to show you some tools that K-State Research and Extension has that can help you make some decisions. The first thing is your stage of development that we pretty much talked about. K-State has a wonderful chart that's called a wheat growth and development chart. And it's much larger than this, and it shows you very visual pictures of the stage of development of this wheat. It goes from emergence, which is Feeks 1, and it goes clear up to maturity, which is Feeks 11-4. So these are available at any of our extension offices, and they are free of charge. So just stop by any of those and ask for one, and it's a very good tool to put up and keep in your shop or something like that. So it's very handy for you. Now, you might be wondering or asking, why do I need to know the stage of development at this time? Well, the reason why that's important because you are all making some decisions as far as applying some herbicides out there. When I was out in the field here in the last couple weeks, we have some mustard plants out there that are already growing and very healthy. So you're going to be making some decisions if you haven't already on what herbicides to put on there. So what we have is K-State also has another tool for you, which is the K-State Research and Extension Chemical Weed Book. This is put out every year. It actually tells you or provides you the stage of development on when it's safe to apply some of these herbicides to your crops. Like for instance, it might be from the two-leaf stage up to the joining stage of wheat. It might be from the tillering stage up to the joining stage of wheat, where this particular chart will help you visualize that and know where you're at as far as the stage of development. Okay, so let's look at this plant again that I dug up for you. This is in the Feeks 4 stage, which is primarily in the tillering stage. What that means is this growing point is still below the surface of the soil. So when that little growing point starts moving up, it will become what's called a hollow stem. And so that shoots up, and then that growing point or that little head is going to start going up that plant. So this is in the tillering stage. So a lot of your herbicides, it's still safe in order to go on and put some herbicide application on that. Okay, so going back to the question on if I have any winter damage or not. Like I said, it's going to be very difficult at this point. We're going to be showing you some pictures here. As you can see in the video, are different stages of wheat. A lot of the wheat out there is fairly small, not much top growth. There is more root system than maybe you might think. And then we have some wheat maybe that was planted a little earlier, caught the timely rains, and maybe it has a little bit more growth on it. But the majority of wheat out there, it's kind of maybe hard to hardly even see that wheat out there. But you know what they say, wheat has 9 lives. I'm not going to tell you that we haven't already used the 9 lives up. But I'm trying to be optimistic. But you are going to be having to make some significant decisions out there on whether to keep that wheat. But definitely, you probably want to contact your crop insurance agent. If you're thinking about tearing up the wheat, that would be your first call. And then if you want to grab some of these tools, the weed control book, and this wheat growth and development chart to kind of help you make some decisions. Also, kind of on a different note, some other tools that we have available for you. We've had lots of winter educational programs. These were recorded and posted on our K-State Research and Extension webpage. And so what we're going to show you here then is kind of where to find that. Go to our main webpage, and on the left-hand side, you go to the Crops tab. Once you click on that Crops tab, you'll see a tab called Ag Meetings, and then it will come up and show you we have some fertility meetings that we recorded, we have some weed meetings that we recorded, so take a look at those at your leisure in your recliner. There's handouts for you there as well. Most of them are only about an hour because we separated the speakers out, so those are available to you. We also held the Crop Talk webinar series. We had 4 weeks, and some of those topics included annual forages, climate smart agriculture, alternative weed control, along with corn tillers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the handouts are available for you there as well. So please take advantage of all these tools that are available for you. We also have 3 wheat test plots for our post-rock district. They're in Jewell, Smith County, and then the replicated K-State plot, which is south of Beloit. So all those locations will also be posted on our webpage as well. So you can go take a look at those and see how that growth and development is. Lastly, we also have a weekly Ag News Roundup distribution every Friday. So if you're not getting that email, simply go to our webpage, the main webpage, and then go to the Crops tab on the left, and then click on Weekly Ag Newsletter. And then once that comes up, there is a tab for you to hit subscribe, and then you put in your information and you will receive that. So thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me at any of our Post-Rock Extension District offices at Beloit, Lincoln, Osborne, Mankato, and Smith Center. So this has been Sandra Wick, the Crop Protection Agent with the Post-Rock Extension District, and we'll see you later out in the field.